Tom here with Hidden Beats, and today we're talking with the boys from Violent Ground. How are you guys doing?
What's up? You doing great here up north?
I'm
It's
doing good here. I'm in Montreal, me.
Montreal, yeah. Is it
Yeah.
chilly in Montreal?
No, actually, it's very warm, man.
Oh yeah, we got some snow on the ground here in Ottawa.
Damn. Nah, I think the snow melted.
We got a lot of snow up here, believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost ski season, so
Oh yeah, and that's no fun.
yeah.
So
Fun
we're
for
here.
us, though.
Yeah, I mean that's it. We're here today to talk to you guys about your music, about the band, the group, and kind of what you guys bring to the table. But can you give a little intro about yourselves for those who are new?
They call me Alan Abinakabo. Stage name is Nomadic. And I'm up north right now, basis doing my thing, making lyrics up here while my brother is holding it down in Montreal studio. So
Nice.
Yeah. My name is Christian Avenacabo. Don't have a stage name. Just call me Chris Nab, I guess. And yeah, I'm the other half of Violent Ground. I do the beats as well. Sometimes I do mixing, most of the production and stuff, because that's what we've been doing since we started, man.
yeah,
And yeah, I'm
appreciate it.
glad to be here, man.
Oh, I'm glad to have you. I got to, you listen to some of the music and everything, and I was like, this shit slaps. So let's talk to these guys and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
So how did you guys, get into the music and start actually putting tracks out and figuring all that stuff out?
it started when we were really young. Like my brother was only like 13 and I was like 16, 17. Music was always in our life. All family members always playing music here and there. But and funny thing is, I went to school to Timmins, Ontario, actually, up north, Timmins,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I started doing my lyrics. I started writing poetry down there. And what's the weird thing is when I got back home, right? My brother was already putting shit on the mic. Actually, it was a karaoke machine. So, yeah, yeah,
Set tape style.
That's structure.
yeah, yeah.
And
So yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say that yeah, when he came back up from Timmins, I was already making music with a buddy of mine, and we were recording. We're just fucking around on a karaoke machine. And when I first started, I had it was called a DJ X. I think it was like
Okay.
a sampler thing from Yamaha, and I just slowed down the tempo because it was all like techno beats. Slow down the tempo. We started rapping, and yeah, man, I don't know. I guess we got inspired by the music that my brothers would listen to. Old school stuff, Tupac, Biggie, Wu Tang, Nas, Eminem. Then
Bone
they brought
Thugs.
up, yeah,
Nice.
when they came up from Timmins, they brought up Bone Thugs. First time
Yeah,
I heard them,
Yeah.
and we really got inspired by that kind of music, that flow of fast stuff and harmony. Then we got into more fast music like Tech Nine, and so I guess we just went from there, and try to practice as much as we can because it's like English is our like second language because our main language is Niscapi. But we just kept practicing and practicing, and eventually we just got better. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what it takes is just practice. And it's nice that you got to experience the classics, like you said, like all those, Biggie, Tupac, and all that. Those are great names to come up on for sure.
yeah, and then it wasn't only rap music, right? It was also got inspired by a lot of music, especially like traditional music from up north,
Mm-hmm.
folk type of music, even like rock, and especially Linkin Park. You know,
Yeah. Linkin Park's one of my
so
favorites.
yeah, so I guess our style is based on a bunch of different genres mixed together, but mainly it's rap. So, and we I guess we try to mix as much as we can with all those influences into the music that we make, because sometimes you hear like Alan, he's always melodic, he's got some nice flows. Me, I'm more hardcore rap and stuff, but I try to keep it fast, trying to more melodic things nowadays. So yeah, we're just trying to, I guess you can say we're trying to keep improving and going with the times, I guess.
Yeah, I see the melodic aspect of what I do is because of the native music that comes from our community. So
Mm-hmm.
That's where it came from. Like here in the small reservation, there's not much to do, so we have a lot of guitars, keyboards, people hanging out and just listening to music or playing music at home and stuff like that. So that's where I get most of my inspiration, I guess, through melodic music.
Yeah, I'm actually indigenous myself too, so I feel a lot of that type of vibe coming from the music. You could feel some pieces of that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. So which tribe you from?
Tuscarora, based Six Nations.
Oh, sweet. Six Nations. Yeah, I've been there a couple of times actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know enough about my family and that, but I've been learning more and more as I go for sure.
Hell yeah, man, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. So I was reading up a bit about you guys before the interview, and I saw you had, a bunch of awards under your belt, and you even had a hip hop nomination for Album of the Year recently. How's that all been going for you?
Wow.
Yeah, man.
It was an awesome participation to go into like I didn't really know what the Tawagan Festival was here in Quebec,
Yeah.
based. I didn't really know what that was. I just got amazed that we were 3 nominations and 4 nominations actually, and then we won 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So Christian mostly knows more of the.
Well, it was
Yeah.
it was technically our first studio album. We got funding from our band to like our nation to do this album, and I knew a producer that I worked with here in Montreal at a job. His name was Marlon Grant. His name is Marlon Grant. Sorry, and yeah, he was a producer as well. And then I asked him if he could mix the album and come to the studio. That studio actually was one of our instructors from Recording Arts Canada. Because I moved to Montreal in 2015 to pursue music production. And one of the instructors had a studio here in Montreal, and he gave us a discount, and it was an awesome studio. Anyways, we invited Martin Grant to do that, and we recorded in that studio. And it was a great experience, man. It was the first time we did an actual studio album. He mixed it and mastered it. And yeah, we also work with Music Nomad. They help Indigenous artists in many ways they can in the music industry. And so they actually submitted that track to Tawagan.
Okay.
I guess it got picked up from there, and I guess they really liked it.
We were really gonna go there at first. I remember we didn't even want to go out of Montreal. We were in Montreal. We didn't want to go to the gala. We don't like coming from a small reservation. For me, it's just like having a big crowd, and it's weird though, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We're just like, let's just go.
Yeah, we didn't want to go actually, but then they called us. It's like you're win something. Come here as fast as you can. So we went to Sherbrooke, and it was near Sherbrooke, I think. Yeah. So it was weird, when you're on stage as a musician. I don't really feel that anxiety. It's different from when you're in a big crowd and like any cities or places like that. It's weird, but on stage,
you actually have to talk to people.
Anxiety, yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't know what to say when they presented the award. We're just like, I don't know. We never got anything like this. It's true because we didn't know how to react to it, right?
And we had to get up on stage 3 times. So
yeah. I mean, you get a little bit more practice every time.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we can do that again sometime because we got
the other nomination was with what was that international?
I can't remember.
Indigenous.
The nominations were best artist, best album, emerging artist, and something I can't remember. But it was awesome, man. It was a great experience to achieve something like that, especially when you don't think anything will come out of that album. It's might be small to some people, but for us, it's like a big deal,
For sure, and it speaks a lot about what the music community is now about having more, more opportunities for people coming up and doing some different things for sure.
Yeah. And hopefully we can get that same experience because we're going to have another album coming out this month, actually.
Okay, I didn't actually get that in my email, so that's news for me.
Yeah, we're gonna have a album coming out on November 24th. And this album actually we've been working on since 2 years ago.
Okay.
Like after that pandemic happened, we applied for grants actually
Hmm.
to get that the funds to do the album. And for this album, we wanted different producers and different artists to come feature in it. So it took a while because everybody had their lives going too, and everybody was picking back up with their jobs and doing shows and stuff. So it was hard to actually get everybody's like mixes down and do remixes and you know what I mean, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But eventually, it finally came together, and we were happy enough to get a bunch of people on this, bunch of other artists on this album. So we got MattMac, we have Melody MacArthur, Q052. We have an artist here in Montreal. His name is Anu Buds. We also got Robbie G. So some notable names, some people that we've met throughout the years, and we're just excited to have them on this album. It was very great, and yeah, hopefully, this album can do something as well.
Yeah, I got to I was hanging out with MattMac recently in Ottawa. He was performing at the Truth and Reconciliation event that we had here.
Oh shit, that's dope.
Yeah, so I was hanging out with him there, and I got some video of everything going on for that. I got to cover that whole event, which was kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, nice.
It'd be nice to go into these events, like just drive around, go see small events, like, but it's kind of hard for me to because I sleep up north.
Hmm.
So, yeah, and things like this, I would love to join, like go on powwows or anything. It's kind of hard for me to roam around. I'm isolated. That's why all my isolation comes through the lyrics and what I write down as me, all the things I've been through, all the things I go through life. But it helps. I love doing my music.
Yeah, like so the video I got to watch recently was Capture the Flag, I think, that you guys just put out.
Yeah,
and that's a hugely powerful video. Has a lot of very good story behind it. And is that something that you wanted to really put through in this one?
I think it's the first production that was a big production for us, and it has a story.
like the biggest.
Yeah, usually we just wing it when we did the music videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this one had a real story behind it. Christian knows all the production companies who did it, so it was cool.
So it's an independent upcoming production company here in Montreal. They call it MTLA Productions.
Okay.
The guy that directed it, his name is Sebastian Dubé. I actually work with him through Music Nomad because we go travel to different reserves here in Quebec.
Yeah.
And we produce for local artists. Like they give us a song, we mix it, we create the beat, we mix it, master it, and everything like that. So we work with artists, and he does the video production side of it. So when I learned that he has a production company, I was like, yo, we got to make a video one time. And actually, it was last year. I think it was this year, right? We went to Kawa Island.
I think it was what this year? No,
When you did when you did the part for Nabash's music video.
Okay, yeah, it was this year. It was what was it? Near around this time, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I had a major with that company, MTLA, I guess. So it was Sebastian actually. Yeah.
well, we were working with Music Nomad at that time.
Yeah, and that's the first time I ever tried my acting skills. You know what I mean? Because I had to do someone hear a song. It was about some hardships he go through, and about a friend who goes through alcoholism and everything that comes from a reservation. And I had the actors to do that. So my mama actually was the main actor. Yeah, it was a good experience. I never really acted in my music videos. I was just like doing my thing.
Just rap.
Yeah.
In my old videos.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So Sebastian saw that. He saw him portray like acting and stuff. He's like, shit, you're a good actor. So he was like, he had the idea when we came back to Montreal. He was like, we got to do a music video. And so, but the idea was to make it cinematic and have a story behind it. You know, all these different scenes and us doing different things. And they rented out some lenses that made it so cinematic and stuff. And it was a 4-man group, and they're very good. and the way they work. They did it in a very quick time frame, only like 3 days,
Okay.
because we had to have MattMac in one day, and we rented a studio for one day, so we had to do everything also in that studio.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were quick and they were very good, man. I love the cinematography of it. And so he wanted to have a story behind that music video, because for that song, it's just basically like talking about where we're from, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Who we are as Indigenous people and how we want to capture the bag, I guess. Capture the flag is like, you're trying to win, basically, get the bag. So he had that idea. And in the music video, you see us dragging this thing in our back.
That's
That
like
kind
a
of represents,
all the
yeah.
bad stuff that we've been through and all the struggles and depression and all that stuff we go through trying to get out stuff out of the bag, I mean, trying to get that weight less over the years of we're doing through the music. So that's cool. I love that
Yeah, so
depiction that he did. That's cool.
yeah, so
Mhm.
that we can have less weight, so that we can keep going and capture the flag. So it was a cool concept that he had, and I was glad that he made it to reality. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was really well done. Like, I'm actually a photographer, videographer myself. So watching that and seeing how it was put together, I was like, damn, okay, like you got some production to this one, which was really awesome to see. And then the story behind it, everything. That's my favorite type of video, is when you get something that's really well done and it's not just a performance video, it's story and everything behind it. So I really thought that was cool.
Yeah,
Well,
I want to really.
that was going to be the first way. That was going to be how we first did it, though.
Yeah,
Just like rapping in front of the
Just-
camera. But
Yeah.
when he saw Alan do his acting there, he had different ideas.
Pretty
yeah,
quick when you get that. Yeah.
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 It was cool though. It's my first cinematic video, and it was awesome. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be more and more like this as we go along. Because basically, in the beginning, like you said, it was just rapping in front of a camera. So
Mhm.
now
I mean,
there's
that has its time and place too for certain
yeah,
types of
for
songs
sure,
and that.
for
So
sure.
that's, but when you have the story like this one has it, it's great to see it flushed out into a full piece.
So those
Yeah.
were-
Hopefully we can do some more of that, because we do have songs that you could just rap to, perform,
Yeah.
old school type of rap or whatever. But then, honestly, I didn't think that he would use that kind of cinematography for that track, because I felt like it was all bright. It was bright. You're talking about your people, where you're from. It had a positive vibe to it. But then, I don't know, the video that he made was kind of almost dark in a way. But
Mhm.
it did have a positive outcome to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it needed that darkness to showcase some of the, like you said, you got all these hardships and things he went through, and you needed a little bit of darkness in the video to help put that across, that point across.
Yeah, man, exactly. So, shout out to Sebastian Dubé and MTLA Productions, man,
Yeah,
and
for
Music
sure.
Nomad for bringing it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, because you guys are in the hip hop scene. Everyone wants to know hip hop Mount Rushmore. Who's your top 5?
Alan, who's your top 5?
It's subjective for everyone, which is interesting.
It is.
Top 5 rappers, singers, anybody?
Hey, whatever you want to, whatever you think fits the bill.
Top 5. Well, Chris, you go. I really don't, because
Okay.
we don't,
I-
we don't have.
The thing
much-
is,
I have everybody. I love everything. So
Mm.
exactly, you're a lover of music, whatever catches your ear, you like. But if I had to, from growing up and listening to rap music, it would have to be Eminem, Method Man, fuck, Tech Nine.
it's hard.
I love Biggie and Tupac because I grew up on that shit. But
hmm
oh man, that's a tough question, man.
It's always a little bit tough because you want to show love to everybody, but there's some of those
Exactly.
ones that hit a little bit harder too.
Yeah, I would have to say that, man.
That's
Eminem, Method
basically
Man,
the same
Tech
as
Nine.
Rushmore. So I have basically the same answers as Christian. So
No, I can accept that. I can accept that.
Yeah.
So how do you guys put together a track when you're making your music? Like the process behind Capture the Flag, for instance. How did you start with just the idea if you wanted to tell the story from your home, or how do you put it all together?
Well, when we first we actually got a couple beats from MattMac through his manager David Hodges, because we've known David Hodges throughout the years, you know, and we've always kept in touch. And finally, he just sent us a couple beats that he wanted us to rap on for another project for MattMac. And I think he said like you can use one of these for your project or whatever. So we picked out a couple beats, and this one we just did. The beat was called Flag. So we just kept that idea, like, capture the flag.
Kind of always do that. If when people send us beats, it already has like a title or something all the time, and we always try to work with that title.
Yeah.
Like so it had flag on it. Yeah, that was great.
And then I guess I was talking about I was talking about where we're from, because there's a Scapy flag in our reserve, and I'd always watch that when I walk by to my friend's house and whatever. So I just wrote about who we are, where we're from, and then Alan did the same thing.
Basically, I do. I just go once I hit it, I need it fresh. You know, every time a beat comes, I want it fresh, so I don't sit upon it too long. So I write it right away. Like I inspire myself to write it right away. So it's good.
And how we do that is because I'm here in Montreal. I have sort of a studio here, my recording equipment and whatever. So I record my stuff here, and then I send it to Alan because he's got a laptop, he's got an interface and a mic, so he can do his stuff there.
Record myself, and then send Christian back the stems, and we go back and forth at times. Sometimes these songs were already in our playlist, but this Capture the Flag, someone sent us a new instrumental, so I like it when it's fresh, so I can get it done right away. But yeah, it was great, fucking awesome.
And then that's what we did. Basically, he sent his verse, and I did a couple mixing on it. I did a little, you know, just to clean it up, touch it up. Sent it to David. Then I think a couple months later, they sent back the song "Capture the Flag" with the MattMac's hook. We were instantly in love with it because it was fucking nice, you know. And we just slept on it for a while until the album release, or even before the album release, so that we can release it as a single. And the idea of a video came up after we decided to release it as a single, you know, which was months before the album release.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was awesome, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate that with David and MattMac for doing that. It's crazy.
How do you think your music has evolved back from the karaoke machine days to now?
I think the message is more or less because we try to how you say, like, okay, right. English is my second language, but if I said something to you in Scapy, it would it has more depth in it, I guess. It has more of the real us and what we want to portray ourselves and how we want to move forward in our music out of the reservation, out of all the depression that went through and everything, just climbing, you know. So
and I think like we understood more, you know, more about who we are as Indigenous people in Turtle Island. So we wanted to talk about more of the shit that we went through, because that's where the name comes from, right? Violent Ground, inspired by all the hardships and shit that we gone through as Indigenous people in this land. So that's why we chose the name Violent Ground. But we were still kind of ignorant to what was going on in Canada and in the US about our people. But then as we grew older, I think we understood more and wanted to talk about it more and more in a like musical way, right? And rap. So I think we just understood more, and now we have more, like Alan said, more like weight to our lyrics. Because back when we started, it was all just bullshit, trying to be gangster G Unit type of thing. We were so we didn't know enough at all.
You're ignorant. We started getting more, I guess, out of our shell. I guess, started writing things that mean something to me, and trying to tell people that the real us, who we really are. And I guess people can relate to that because they go through the same stuff in the reservation, small communities, you know.
So, our music is for the guy in the res going through shit, and anybody can relate to that. Everybody goes through shit, you know. So I have to say, we also got more technical with our flows, our lyricism and stuff like that. So it's always progressing, I think.
And I mean, that's what you have to do. You have to keep learning, keep growing, and that's how music gets better.
Exactly.
Mhm.
We ain't stopping there though.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So I have a couple fun questions I like to ask everybody in my interviews, just to, see what makes you tick a little bit more. First one is, I'm curious who you guys are listening to that you think more people should be listening to.
Like Christian said, there's a lot of people that's there, but
Mm-hmm.
Who do I listen to? Honestly, I listen to anything and everything. MattMac has got some crazy stuff out there, and he's generating buzz, so that's a good thing, People gotta listen to us more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess I say check out Indigenous artists, man. Whether
yeah,
it be rap, uh, folk style, pop, anything. You gotta give some love to the Indigenous people and their culture because we're very talented. Just sometimes we
Mm-hmm.
don't have the resources and the means to get our shit out there for people to listen to it. So and sometimes there's a paywall you got to go through and pay production companies or PR companies to get your music out there. Actually, so it's tough. So just listen to the Indigenous artists because I think we're good.
I mean, hey, that's a pretty good point right there. Now, what's something on your go-to playlist that people wouldn't expect you to listen to, like a guilty pleasure song?
What do you listen to that nobody knows about?
So I listen
I
to
would say
everything. I'm similar to you guys too, but I always say my guilty pleasure song, which you wouldn't really expect me to listen to, is I can rock to super bass Nicki Minaj. I can flow with that whole thing and just have fun with it. But you wouldn't think that that's something I would do.
I know one for
yeah,
me.
same thing. Like the Google Dolls, Iris, I guess.
Okay.
Give it up for
Oh yeah.
I love that melodic style that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it touches me in a way, so it gets me motivated in my own type of way. I should say.
No, it's a good one. I like that.
Mine is a Smooth Operator, Sade.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fucking smooth song, man. I love it.
Yeah, it just gives you that different hit, that different feel when you put that on.
Yeah, you just want to just chill, relax, and vibe with it.
There's a lot of country music, country songs I would listen to as well. So most people wouldn't think I would listen to country music, but there's a lot of
we're fucking
we're folk.
in the res. In the res. It's always folk music or country music.
Yeah.
We grow up on that stuff, or even disco, man.
Yeah,
Bee Gees, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why there's a whole range of music we listen to. But yeah,
that's why we pick up a guitar, man. I think everybody in the res knows how to play an instrument.
Yeah,
no matter what it is: guitar, drums, bass, piano, everything.
I got 3 guitars and 2 work in my studio right now. So
yeah. All right, another fun question. It's actually probably the most important one is, what do you think should be asked more in an interview that's not asked enough?
Ooh, that's different.
That's my favorite question because it makes you think.
Like personally to an artist, right? Or artist as a person.
So whatever you think more people should know about, or something that you might want to hear about. Like as an artist, you might want to hear something interesting coming from another artist.
For me, it'd be like I guess ask the artist, what are your hobbies? What makes you more relatable to the average person on the street?
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear that often.
I would say the same thing because I don't really know what to say to that question.
See, that's what I mean. That one makes you think for sure.
Yeah, it got me thinking. So I'll make sure next time that question comes up, I have something for that next person to interview.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, we're gonna probably have another interview at some point. I'm sure we can touch back and see if there's something that comes up.
For sure.
All right.
So next one then is, what do you guys hope people take away from your music?
I guess for me is like what the pain and like what I went through, that they can relate to it, not relate to it, but like understand it mostly. Understand the real depression that goes through in the community, that understand the person behind the music, you know what I mean? With the lyrics he makes. That's basically what I would say.
Yeah, like you want people to know that fucking artists, they're like storytellers. They talk about what goes on in their life, you know, and then
For real.
mostly people, and like people might relate to that, or even might feel it for another person that they love or know, you know what I mean? So that way you can pass on the music, and then you hear that kind of music, then you just vibe with it, and then like you follow that kind of music because it hits you in the right way, right? So I
Mhm.
guess for me, what people I want to take away from our music is that you know, talent can come from anywhere in the most isolated places in the world.
Nice. Yeah, I see the person inside behind the music. That's what I want to see.
For
Yeah.
sure. And what motivates you guys to keep going?
Damn, music.
My brother.
My brother as well, man. Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's doing a
fucking
lot.
music. Oh,
It's just as a small community, we are the only and first, not the only, but the first rappers, hip hop that went out there to just do something about it. No, I mean, instead of sitting in the rest, still going through depression or alcoholism and stuff, we just stepped up. Like Christian went to school. He went to school. He went to go start up his knowledge. And that's why I went to follow him too as well.
Hmm.
And COVID hit and everything, so I had to come back. And I have 2 kids up north, so
yeah.
I'm sitting up here. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think what motivates me is like to get the music out there enough so that we can have a career, me and Alan, so that we
yeah, I
can
want
get
a
out of
career.
that.
The kids would love my music, and that's who I want them to inspire. No, I want them to get inspired by me. So I do it for them as well. I do it for my kids. I do it for my brother as well. So he always motivates me a lot.
That's good to hear, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the stuff I have written down. I'm sure we can talk about 10 million more things just because, you know, it's fun to have conversations, but Zoom is going to kick us off at some point.
Oh shit.
Is there any kind of final tidbits and words of wisdom you want to leave to people?
Yeah, just fucking check us out more. You know, we got a bunch of songs that are already out, and those stuff that are going to be on the album we released a couple months back, even a year ago. So yeah, just you know, check us out, keep updated. I will keep you guys updated, and we
Yeah,
hope you enjoy the music that we play. You know,
yeah. I just wanted to give shout outs to people. All you guys know who you are, whoever helped us through what we've been through and everything. I appreciate all of y'all, and shout out to my family as well. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to make sure we link all the socials and everything. And I'm looking forward to the new album drop. And like, I'm going to be putting, this is already on my playlist. I got you guys hooked up on there now too. So I can give you some more streams and everything on my end.
So,
oh yeah, man, appreciate that.
yeah.
And I'm definitely going to want to have another conversation because you guys are doing some fun stuff and I want to hear more about what's going on.
Yeah, man, anytime, man. We're here.
All right, well, we'll sign off for now, and I'll send you guys a message on Instagram or something when I put the video up there.
Sounds good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Wala, Misha.
Yeah, let's go, Kawa. Represent.
Thanks a lot, guys.